I'd like to recognize, first, there's someone here that I recognize every time I get a chance. It's because of her strength and character and commitment to the cause back in 1968, and her willingness to be a pioneer for change in an industry that has routinely institutionalized people with developmental differences. She is the reason that Reach is here today. The completion of this project is a celebration of a commitment made more than 50 years ago. I would like to recognize her and her commitment to Reach over the years and all the other pioneering work she has done for people with all types of disabilities. Please meet Disability Services legend, pioneer, and founder of Reach, Zelma Langdale. I won't try to name everyone that's here, but I would like to thank some of you. Commissioner Drew is here. Thank you for coming. Dr. Nathan, thank you for coming. The Wentz, Mark, and Nancy, thank you very much for being here. A project like this only succeeds because of a great many companies, agencies, foundations, and financial institutions who must all work together for the same cause. In our case, the list is long, and I would like to mention each of them. The first is our consulting agency, the IPR Group. Our legal counsel, Butler, Snow & Associates. Our in-house counsel and project manager is David Stork. Our accounting services are being handled by Noble Braddock & Associates. Our in-house financial consultant is Don Young. Our financing was provided by Craft Tree Lending with assistance from the United States Department of Agriculture. Tax credits were provided by the National Community Investment Fund. The investor in those tax credits is Capital One Bank. Our general contractor is Diversified Contractors Incorporated, who use numerous local subcontractors who I will not attempt to name. Financial support came from many places, from private donors and local foundations such as Pacific Power Foundation, Energy Trust of Oregon, Climate Community Economic Development Grant, the Collins Foundation, and that brings me to an organization that seems to find a way to assist lately in just about every worthy cause that needs support. Here representing Cascade Health Alliance is Maggie Polson. Maggie?
First of all, I'd like to recognize Ron and Reach and give you a certificate of appreciation for everything you do for our community. Cascade Health Alliance is a true believer that social determinants of health, such as poverty, education, employment, transportation, can have a tremendous impact on an individual's health. And for these reasons, we're excited to be part of this project because we know the impact that this great endeavor is going to have on those underserved members of our community. Employment is something that can increase self-worth, build lasting relationships, and improve an individual's physical and mental health. And that's what we're about, making sure that this community is a community that's being built to be a healthier community. Cascade Health Alliance is honored to be given this opportunity to have been able to award a grant to Reach to help you develop this building and to change the lives that you're going to be impacting. To have your staff have a place where they can be comfortable and they can do the actual training and be able to help those that are underserved. We thank you for what you've done for our community and for letting us be a part of that effort. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. The long-term success of Reach can be traced to the commitment and strength of its board of directors. From the early days back in 1968, the Reach board of directors has been a who's who of basic business and social leaders. The current REACH Board of Directors is no less than world class. They have come to us with varied backgrounds from companies like Hewlett Packard, Anheuser-Busch, Oregon Air National Guard, and the United States Air Force. One is a retired doctor of pediatric medicine, but the biggest commitment has always come from the Gilman family of companies. I would like to recognize our current members, John Atkinson, Dick Barlow, Sue Cortesi, Don Young, Rick Zwartberger, and our board president, Larry Green, who's going to say it, has a few comments for us.
Well, welcome. Thank you all for coming. This is a big deal for us. It's been a long time coming, and we really appreciate the support and you all coming out today. You know, when I joined the board about 6 years ago, I really had no idea about the scope of the problem of autism. And most of the people we service have some degree of autism. When I found out that in a city of 40,000 people, upwards of 700 may be touched by this, it was shocking. It really did. And so I tried to learn a bit more about it. And what we do is really try to address not only the employment needs, but some of the social needs and some of the other things that can help people develop and enjoy a better life. You know, in the state government years ago, 50 years ago, started closing the institutions and putting people back in the community. There really wasn't a plan B as to what they were going to do. So it took people like Zelda Lang to stand up and say, I'll do it. And what she did, creating a storefront on a shoestring budget facility in downtown Nevada Falls, where she didn't have money for a phone, and people had to call the bar next door and give her a message when they wanted to reach her. It's pretty much a profile of courage, and one we could all admire. Along the way, we got a patron saint, and that was Dick Wynn. Here was a guy who not only committed to this emotionally and physically, but financially. When there wasn't enough to pay the bills, Dick Wynn paid the bills. And not by a little bit, it was a lot of money that he poured out. But more importantly, he gave support, and he helped this mill get up and running, and he provided a place for us to sell pallets to Jill Wynn. And when things break here, some Jill Wynn employees steps up and says, all right. So that's a company that has continued to provide support, and we are so thankful for that continued relationship. We had a little fire. Some 4th of July fireworks weren't properly extinguished. A load of recycling material came in, caught on fire, did about $600,000 of damage. So we were in a little trouble. Luckily, we had a guy here that could handle it, and that was Sam Ward. Sam had a unique set of skills, and he handled it. He took us through the jungle of insurance and rebuilding and keeping everybody's psyche right, and he got it back on track and did a wonderful job. We've always been grateful. Ron Moe has kept that going, and he's continued to expand the services and improve the quality of what we do here every single day. So we've been blessed, the last 2 executive directors, to have this thing on the right track. Today we have not only an organization that provides employment for over 100 people, but we also provide daycare services for many others that can't. And those daycare services, one of the things that I've been most proud of over the last few years, frankly, 5 years ago we were a babysitting service. We basically housed people during the day and didn't do much for them. But today we're doing a lot. We're taking them out in the community. We're doing day trips. We've got an art program. You can see some of the examples around the room here, where people are out in the community. They're out creating things. They're creating furniture. Some of our that we're also selling over at our annex over by Fred Meyer. Another thing that we've made tremendous strides in, we used to talk about 6 years ago getting people out in the community working in jobs for local employers. We we used to talk about it, we didn't do anything about it. It was too hard. But now, the last on record is we have about 35 people that are actually employed out in the community, along with coaches that we provide services for them to help them handle the new situation where they're not here in the cocoon of Reach. So 35 people out in the community, or employers have reached out and said, yes, that's a great idea, and I want to help. So that's something I think that this community should be enormously proud of. This is an organization that has come from really humble beginnings, and it's, I think, something now that can be a model for the community. So I want to again thank you all, and we really do appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thanks, Larry. Most great events or projects can be traced to an idea or a moment when they began. That is certainly the case with this project. It was Sam Porter, a REACH board member at the time, who presented the idea that REACH and the Klamath community could benefit from a federal new markets tax credit program. It's a mouthful, and nobody knew what it was. He went on to describe how, with the support of such a program, we could attract private investment that would help REACH to purchase and upgrade the facility here on Maple Drive, along with purchasing the facility in the Fred Meyer Center. It's been more than 3 years since the idea was born, and now we can start using the new building and enjoying the new look. It's time to say thank you to Sam Porter, and let him say a few words to you.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, everybody. I've had, 5 or 6 jobs in my adult life, and none of them have been more important than the year and a half I spent as executive director of REACH. This is an important place. It does important work. It's a phenomenal community partner, and the mission that it is succeeding on is, I get emotional thinking about it. I mean, it's just truly fantastic. I was, as Larry mentioned, fortunate to have the right skill set at the right time. I was actually in Portland meeting with Capital One Bank representatives who flew in to talk about the new market tax credit, and we're having this meeting, and my cell phone, I had it on vibrate, and it just kept going and going and going. And I kept pushing it away, not looking at it. And then I went out to my car, and between Greg and Ron, I had, 17 or 18 messages. REACH is on fire. I set a land speed record getting back down here that day. Not that I was going to have anything to do with putting out the fire. It was a day heroes were made. I remember many of our employees driving our equipment, the firefighters who were here. We had a young woman who works for Mark now, Teresita. She was one of our employees who was out there on the loader for hours, picking up burning material and spreading it around. It was pretty phenomenal. And my fear, my biggest fear, I mean, I knew we were going to rebuild it. I knew we had insurance, and I knew we were going to have to work our way through that. My biggest fear was what REACH, the core business of REACH is the manufacture of pallets that we sell to Joplin and Collins and Columbia and some of the who's who, the Fortune 10 of Pacific Northwest companies. And their products don't go out unless they've got a pallet to ship it on. And they rely on us to get those pallets to them, and they don't really want to think about it. As I was driving down from Portland that day, I got a call from one of the general managers at the Joplin plant and said, I heard your building's on fire. First, is everybody okay? And I said, well, as far as I know. Second, should we find a new pallet supplier? And I said, no. We're going to build those pallets one way or another. And with Mark and Bill Schmeck and a few, Yabori, a few others, we were building pallets the next day. It was old-fashioned building, hand nailing and doing it the hard way. days after the fire, we had a load of pallets that were delivered up to Chiloquin, and they never lost a step in that whole process. It's an important relationship that REACH exists because of it, but REACH exists because we do a really good job of meeting our commitments and fulfilling those obligations. So the people that work here are doing real, honest to goodness work that is helping move America forward. You know, this is a great business and a great place. I made two really good decisions in the 18 months that I was here. First of all, I took the part-time truck driver that we had and made him the next executive director. and I learned way more from Ron than he learned from me in that. The most important thing I learned is everything in life, every positive thing, every negative thing, every opportunity to change something can all get boiled down to selling cars. Anything you need to know or do, it really comes down to being able to if you can sell a car, you can solve anything. The other intelligent move that I made was hiring the Safeway fish market guy as the number 2 Greg, I've known forever, and he's, you know, the team of Ron and Greg here made me really comfortable about moving on. I wasn't, I was really hopeful that the new market tax credit would come in. I'm unbelievably proud that it has. I think the plan that you guys did and that Mark executed on, and Mark had a heavy hand in the plan also, I know, but truly magnificent. Really something to be proud of. And Dick's desire that REACH be in existence for 200 years is going to happen. Good job.
So this is the part that the staff hates because I always write things down so that I don't do the car salesman thing and just keep talking. There's a story that I want to tell you that happened 2 weeks ago yesterday. And it kind of solidifies the reason that I'm here. I remember that morning I came in early. I needed to stop at Walmart to pick up a subscription for high blood pressure. And as I walked up to the south entrance at Walmart, if any of you have been there, there's a wall that goes down and then it makes a T, or it makes a corner down there. And on the pavement, on the sidewalk, there was a lady laying there with her head against the wall. Looks like she's perhaps sleeping or waking up for the morning. And a gentleman had his hand on her in a gentle way, saying kind words to her. Looked like they had spent the night there. A couple in their 50s, fairly well dressed, well groomed. But as I thought about that, I was incredibly moved by that moment. And the thought of what must be the circumstances that would bring them to make the decision that they needed to sleep on the concrete at a Walmart on a Thursday night. Did they not have the opportunities that they needed to take better care of themselves when something terrible went on? At that moment, I renewed my commitment to myself of the reason that I'm here. And the reason that REACH has been here all these years. We're here to provide opportunity to people. And people that want to choose to take advantage of those opportunities, we want to make them available. Okay, so as we move into the future, I'm very proud of the group that has helped to complete this project. It wasn't a simple task. And now it's time to focus on the reasons that we did it. To provide more complete and expanded employment services to people in our community with disabilities and other barriers to employment. When we look back years from now, what will history say about this moment? It's my dream that this project will have provided a springboard for Reach to provide more and better employment opportunities for Klamath County. We've assembled a staff that is truly fantastic. I am amazed by their calling to give to others, even when their lives are not going well. Their heart to help those who have little at all, and to give whatever they can, no matter how small the gift. These are the things that mean the most. I pray that they will always have the courage to never give anything less. And that's my vow to you today, that we will use the facility that you, the Klamath community, has helped us put together for the advantage of the community. Thank you for being here, and feel free to take a look around.